for both of them, and I think it took us both a while to really settle down, but he was definitely going for shots a little bit more than me. Even though I got up the break, I wasn't quite settled yet, and it took me the first set to sort of relax and then start hitting my shots the way I wanted to.
Well, let's take a look at the highlights right now and see if you can play analyst on your own self there, Andre.
No,
Here's the first set.
That's a good return.
That was a right there.
See, his backhand is obviously the weaker shot, so I felt like if I could just keep him honest occasionally with my backhand cross court, but for the most part, just stay on it, because he wasn't doing a whole lot with his backhand. But if you got to look at the forehand, there was a lot of problems.
Andre, bigger picture, how nice is it to be back in New York? You've won here a couple of times. There's your wife, and of course, old Gilly up there. You know, to be back playing a night match here at the Open.
Oh, well, this is the best atmosphere in the world. It's called like it is. You know, it's just, you get out there, it's so easy to get pumped up, and you know, I just love playing here at night.
Showing that quickness there.
Yeah, well, still got a little wheels, I guess.
Quite a bit, I'd say.
Yeah, but it's a great feeling back. I mean, but Vince Agassi is a tough player because he has that lefty serve that he can move around the box pretty well, and all he's looking to do is get forehands, and when he does get it, he sure keeps control of the point.
What are you looking to get out there, Andre?
Well, in this particular case, I just wanted to make sure I was hitting my backhand up the line well, and you know, controlling the ball is the basis of my game. I really play close to the lines, and if I'm hitting my forehand cross court well, my backhand up the line well, I feel like I'm to stay in most control of those baseline points with this particular matchup. 2
matches under your belt. How are you feeling right now as you look ahead to the first weekend?
Well, great to be through the first 2 matches. I mean, I think the first round was a real precarious one for me, playing Capriati, who hasn't been playing well, but has so much experience, you never know when it's going to come on, and getting through that one relatively smoothly, and then coming out here today in straight sets was a great feeling for me. So going into the 3rd round, I feel pretty good.
And you're facing Evgeny Kafelnikov, someone who you've faced, no doubt, many times before. What are your thoughts as you go into that?
Well, that's going to be obviously a battle from the baseline. We both sort of look to play the game basically the same way. We're both trying to control the point, control the middle of the court. His backhand is obviously his best shot, and it's arguably that it's mine too. So we're going to have a lot of great rallies from the back of the court. I'm just hoping to bring a little bit more dog.
Anybody else you think that out there that you think is possibly going to threaten you as the tournament goes on, or are you only worried about Kafelnikov now?
Well, obviously the only thing relevant to my tournament is Kafelnikov, because unless I take care of business in my next match, there's nothing to worry about anyhow. But with that being said, we all can sit here and give the names of the guys who are playing the best. We know it. We've seen all the slams.
We like to do that here. Yeah, we enjoy that part of it.
Yeah, all right. You know, it's worth talking about. But you know, Roddick's had a great hard court season. Federer at Wimbledon, Ferrero, who's proved himself on the clay, but yet is still a factor on the hard court. So you know, we can all say names, but right now the only name on my mind is Y-Man. Evgeny Kafelnikov.
The Y-Man. A lot of us, what we also do is we whisper. A lot of media folks have whispering in the background, and some whispers have it, Andre, that this may be your last best chance, what with your personal life, the way it is. You got a kid, another one on the way. A lot of folks think that, well, hey, this could be the last chance where you can focus and capture this U.S. Open title. Do you feel that way?
Well, yeah. I mean, I have heard that before, but I will say that, you know, it is possible. Sure, it's possible. It's my last Open. I'm aware of that every time I'm on the tennis court these days. But with that being said, you know, I'm more than happy to take a bet that I'll be back here next year. So for me, it's about trying to get better right now. And there's a lot of talk with, you know, Chang and Pete retiring this week, and I hear the word retirement a lot, but I prefer to stay in the present. I mean, right now I feel like I'm playing some pretty good tennis and looking to get better.
Well, we appreciate you coming on. And later on in our program, we actually had a spelling bee on the grounds of Arthur Ashe.
Oh, don't
today.
include me on that. I'm terrible.
Well, can you spell Vince Agassi?
No.
You can take care of him on the court.
I have a hard time pronouncing it, let alone spelling it.
The only way you could spell it right, W. That's the W. Win.
You got the W.
That's the W. We appreciate you joining us, Andre. Thanks for coming in. The 6th seed, Jennifer Capriati, back in action, taking on Martina Suha of Slovakia. And Capriati, coming off that victory in the Pilot Pen, just pounded away continuously and made very short work of Suha.
Well, she's got a lot of confidence now because she hadn't won a tournament in about 18 months, Capriati, until last week, the last warm-up tournament coming into the U.S. Open. She did it from everywhere on the court. I'd like to see Jennifer coming to net a little bit more. using those volleys. She's, the key for her, Rich, is that serve. If she can get that first serve percentage up, that second serve not as much of a liability. But this one was no problem for Jennifer, winning easily.
She left everybody impressed, except herself.
I don't think I played that well tonight. I could have done things a little better. Probably, maybe could have gone shorter, but I don't know.
Suha's like, boy, I don't want to see her on a good day then.
She's distressed it went over an hour, I guess.
Maria Sharapova looked pretty in pink, but what Emilie Lois of France laid on her wasn't too pretty, although Sharapova had her moments, like this shot in the second set, but Lois won the first set 6-3, even though she converted on only 32% of her first serves.
Not known for the big serve, Lois, but known for the junk. She can dip it, she can dink it, she can slice it, and she had too much stuff for Sharapova to deal with in this one. Look, we're all talking about the Sharapova Capriati. That's what I thought was going to happen. I think Sharapova, Rich, could have given Capriati trouble because she's got some power. Lois, she's going to try that finesse stuff, and Capriati's going to eat it all up. Sharapova, she needs a little more experience.
So it'll be Lois v. Capriati in round 3 on Saturday. As for Justine Henin-Ardenne, the 2 seed, why isn't anybody talking about her, Patrick? It seems like she's slipped through the cracks here.
I'm trying to figure that out, Rich, because she is coming to play at this U.S. Open. She won the French Open, of course. She plays very well on every surface. She can do it from all areas of the court. She comes to net. Beautiful stab right here. She's got quick hands, and she was absolutely dominant. Again, she is going to walk to the semifinals here.
She walked through this match against Sylvia Talaya. A couple of seeds pushed to 3 sets. Number 7 seed Anastasia Miskina and Elena Dementieva. Mary Pierce bounced Jelena Dokic.
She was down 5-1 in the third there, so nice little resurgence for Pierce. She's going to get to the quarterfinals where she's going to run into Henin-Ardenne, and then she's going to be run out of town, Rich.
Still to come, the rest of the men's. 33-year-old Todd Martin taking on the 16 seed Martin Verkerk. And early on, in the first set, Martin passes the Dutchie on the left-hand side.
You can hear him jumping and shouting, can't you, Rich?
Takes the first set 6-3, second set 6-4.
Showing some agility there for the big fella. Lost the third set. It looked like maybe they were going to another 5th set, but no. Todd Martin feeling comfortable.
3 sets to 9. 6-3.
Obviously had great results in all the majors, but is there something special about coming back to the Open?
It's home. It's home. There's no place like home, and it's a great place to play. There's nothing like playing in our championships.
From there's no place like home to Robbie Ginepri making Wayne Ferreira cry out for Annie M. The number 23 seed was on the business end of a barrage of attacks like that from Ginepri. The young American, 37 winners in this match.
Well, showing Rich that he can do it from both sides. The youngster from Georgia whips this forehand winner down the line, loses a tough third set in a tiebreak, but comes back very strong, very fit as Ginepri.
And guess who he'll play? The young American plays Todd Martin next.
Next match, he'll be playing one of your mentors, Todd Martin. How about that matchup?
Yeah, Todd's great. You know, we've hung out together. He's taught me a lot. I've stayed at his house. We've done everything together, you know, as a mentor to a pro, and it's going to be a great effort for me to play him.
As for another youthful American, Marty Fish, the Fish faces were sad. Fish heads buried in the sand. Marty Fish, even though right there against Cal Kuchera, but brief shining moments.
He had a few good moments, but Marty Fish had a bunch of set points in the second set, could not convert, and Kuchera, the veteran, wins comfortably in 3 sets.
Out 6-4, 7-6, and 6-4 is the 24 seed, so a disappointing result for Marty Fish. What do you think, Captain?
Well, I like the matchup. Obviously, Ginepri against Todd Martin. You know, we've been in some Davis Cup matches before where Todd Martin has been the guy, one of the guys helping Robbie Ginepri. A couple of years ago, he's a practice player for us, and Todd Martin out there working with these guys, continues to do that. And Taylor Dent, he had a very good one. This guy didn't play a match since Wimbledon, out with a wrist injury for most of the summer. Comes in here, he's won 2 matches, got a great matchup for him against a hard-hitting Chilean, Fernando Gonzalez. So he could be around in week 2.
As for a hard-hitting Aussie, Leighton Hewitt, the number 6 seed, back in action, taking on young Tyke Lee, 69th ranked player in the world, and Tyke Lee did the right thing early on. pushing Hewitt all over the place.
I'll tell you, Rich, you know, the rest of the field has to start worrying now about Leighton Hewitt, who came into this U.S. Open with so many question marks. The intensity wasn't there, the confidence wasn't there, but after he lost that first set, Leighton Hewitt in control, and yes, the intensity is back. And that means that he's starting to feel it. He's felt it here before. He won the U.S. Open a couple of years ago. And if he can get going with that confidence, look out in week number 2.
Leighton Hewitt moves on to the third round, 4-setter.
You know, I still feel like there's room for improvement, which is a good thing. You know, I'm getting through matches here and into the third round now. I know what it takes to win the slams, and hopefully if I can find myself, get through the next couple of matches, get into the second week, then I feel like I've got a pretty good chance.
3-seed Juan Carlos Ferrero taking on Jürgen Melzer of Austria in the second set tiebreak after Melzer took the first set 6-1, Patrick.
How about this one, Rich? The swing and the miss from Jürgen Melzer. Somehow, miraculously, he wins the point. Now, all you hacks at home should feel pretty good right now. Ferrero started to get the game going, though, after losing that first set. And then we started to see the baseline barrage from the French Open champ that maybe makes you think, hey, this guy could be a factor at the U.S. Open this year. Continuing to pound away, showing a little bit of ability at the net as well. And Ferrero moves on nicely in 4 sets.
4th straight third-round appearance you just saw there for the French Open champion.
Well, look, I think Hewitt is a story right there because he's starting to gain some confidence. He gets going into the second week. Look out.
You know, we keep mentioning old Todd Martin, old with Andre Agassi. You want to talk old? How about a 46-year-old out there playing doubles? Just has to be one of the best players in the world in Martina. Not a seat to be had in the grandstand this afternoon because Martina Navratilova, at the age of 46, was out there playing doubles with Svetlana Kuznetsova, and wow, Patrick, she advanced.
Martina is just amazing, and it's hardly a one-off that she's playing in the U.S. Open. She's won numerous tournaments in women's doubles. She's the number 4 seed, and she wins the mixed doubles this year at Wimbledon. Just absolutely phenomenal.
Nicole Pratt and Amanda Kutz are the only women in the current singles draw who were actually alive on the planet when Martina debuted at the U.S. Open back in 1973, and what a Friday we've gotten.